Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-October right through to mid-November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Okay? So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. And I know this sounds really corny, but when I was doing the cleansing just now, I just heard from my guides, this new person is going to make your heart skip a beat. Okay, so I know that's such a cliche, but that's something my guys just gave me, so I just had to say it because it came through there. Okay, so let's move straight on with your reading and see who's coming in towards you and what's going on there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn what they need to know regarding their love life at this time? Can you please guide them and show them the way? Now, your first card there is the Fox, so this can indicate that you've been through some challenging times. You are someone who is super independent, but you may feel like there are slim pickings on the dating scene right now, and you just feel like to find love is a bit of a scavenger hunt right now, and it's like, where is it? It's non-existent. So you may feel like you've waited a long time. We have the dog there. So that's a soulmate energy. It's in the resistance position. So it does mean that right now you have not found the love of your life. Some people may be talking to someone new, but I'm not picking that up in this particular reading right now. I'm picking up on someone's energy who has not met anybody just yet. Some of you may have felt that love is not coming, or some of you may have even had trust issues from a previous circumstance there that you're healing or moving through at this time. But I see a loyal person coming on in here for you. Very romantic, great communication between you both, and being on the same page as to what you want for a future. But your first card there, of course, is number 14, Temperance energy. So you've been very patient, you've been waiting, watching, very vigilant. But you may feel like for a long time you've had to be self-sufficient. You may have felt that people don't show up for you, so you're being a best friend to yourself. You may feel that, you are out there being independent, wild, and free, but at the same time, you do occasionally keep your eyes peeled as to whether you want love and if there's anyone out there sparking your attention. But of course, with the moon energy, number 18 on the dog card in the resistance position, so it's like you got it like that there. It can indicate that you feel that people are not looking to settle down these days, or people have problems with loyalty. You may feel that, of course, the dating scene is oversaturated, people who are very inconsistent, maybe not looking to settle down or looking for companionship in the way that you are. So you may feel that part of you has almost resigned yourself to the fact that, you're very independent, self-assured, you're good all by yourself. However, you would like to meet a person who complements your energy. And of course, the Fox, this can indicate that you are kind of like thinking about a strategy. Okay, that's what I'm getting there. A strategy on how to put yourself in the best position to find love. Being your wonderful, awesome self is the best strategy, okay? Being authentic, but also, maybe looking outside your usual parameters, you know, going on a little bit more of an expanded kind of search. And I'm talking about doing something for you that is outside your norm or outside your usual parameters. It feels very much like adventurous energy coming through. But because this card is the protagonist energy, it tells me that some of you have been betrayed in the past, or you've met very charming people who told you what you thought you wanted to hear. Maybe people who had alternative motives. For example, you know, if you're someone who's doing really well for yourself, you are someone who is thriving in challenging circumstances, maybe even financially there, you may have felt that you met people who were interested in what you have to offer in terms of like your comfort, your heart, sanctuary, but also financially. For some of you, not all of you, and this is something that you are very guarded against. That's something that's just come through there because you tend to spoil a person when you meet a person that you feel you want to invest in. And it's just coming through here. So there can be this mistrust. And this may have stemmed from some sort of challenging experience in the past. That's literally what the Fox card means. A trust issue, or you've met people who are very witty, charming, but have ulterior motives, or you know, it doesn't really progress to the next stage of a relationship. So some of you are like a little bit guarded, okay? And I feel like it's about time your soulmate came in to kind of like prove to you that true love, long-lasting love is real and it is for you. You know, I just feel things are about to change for you, and whoever I'm picking up on, because of course not all of you have had those experiences, and I hope actually none of you have had those experiences, but unfortunately that card came out and I do not choose the cards. They pop out, of course, but you haven't met what you're looking for right now, and you're about to find the one, because the dog is the soulmate card in the Lenormand deck. So this is about trust. It's about companionship, meeting someone who is dependable, kind, loving, who is by your side. You can build a life together, and there's loyalty, faithfulness. So, you know, number 18 is the moon energy. So a lot of you have been sorting through some very sensitive emotions, doing a lot of soul searching for yourself to find happiness within yourself and be, you know, very independent and free. But at the same time, there is this yearning that you would like to find someone and settle down, but it's almost like you've put it to the side. So it can be that you've resigned yourself, as I said here, as this energy of like, okay, well, you know what, what'll be will be. I'm very independent, and actually, if I'm not meant to meet a person, then I'm just going to reinvest in myself. And that's a great energy to be in, because you're creating space for this love to come on in. And of course, you have the romantic letter card, which basically means two people who share the same love language, two people who get each other and are on the same page, but also, you know, communication skills are off the charts. This person is open-hearted, they are emotionally available, and I feel this is about sealing a deal. As in, you know, you will sign contracts with this person. And I'm not talking about marriage contracts. I'm talking about you will like settle down together, purchase real estate together, you know, maybe not share bank accounts together. I'm just random that's coming through there, but maybe this is based on something you've experienced in the past. I'm not sure. That's not going to be everybody's experience, but I feel, of course, if there's like a house account where you share the bills, definitely, but I feel there's an independence financially going on here where you kind of merge in the middle in order to make life work. But I see you settling down with a person. That's more important there. Okay, let's get to the Celtic cross to see, you know, who is coming in and the journey you take to meet this person. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. Yes, you know, you've been ready to fall in love. This is a card of compassion, trying to find compassion for yourself, fall in love with your life a little bit more, reignite that spark. You've been doing a lot of self-care. You're actually a healer. Okay, when you're a healer, that means you tend to attract people who are going through some challenging times, people who seek solace in your energy. Okay, they come to you for comfort, they come to you for fixing, they come to you, they depend on your energy. And whilst you are someone who is wonderful, you offer sanctuary, and people look at you like you got everything going on, everything together. Okay, but you're still figuring it out just like everybody else. And, you know, you may have experienced this energy of like, you giving more than you get back, because you know, when you get a Queen of Cups, it's always a bit of a cautionary tale. Do you give so much of yourself, you often replenish everyone else's cup before your own. So that leaves you depleted, exhausted, drained of resources, especially since you have a 5 of Pentacles as a crossing position. Now, Pentacles are all about energy. They are, of course, about Pentacles as well, money, but they connect to material or energetic substances on the material earthly plane. So you may have met people who drained your resources, like your energy, like your time, wasted your time in some way. 4 Swords, it's like you gave yourself in the past a declaration to give back to yourself, take care of yourself, withdraw from the dating scene because it was not yielding results. How would you like to receive? Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands as the potential. We have the 5 of Wands there as the near future. Some of you may have thought about putting yourself into training for something. Okay, that's my competitive card. I mean, it could be that you're going to be a little bit more active in the gym, or it can be that, you know, you're training for some sort of fun run or marathon. It could also be training in a certain sport or college, because the 5 of Wands is basically to do something active with other people. There seems to be some sort of group activity. If you know the 5 of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, you know, there's 5 people there. They've all got a wand. Wands are all about passion. They're all about drive, magnetism, energetic sparks between people. So this can be that you're going to meet a person who's very different than your usual type. Okay, that's good. I'm seeing that's a very good thing. They do tick a lot of boxes there for you as well. But it could be that you get active in some sort of activity or group where people debate, or they do something, they train in something, or they all have differences of opinions. And I feel there's actually a lot of chemistry. I'm being given this energy that when you meet this person, the chemistry is off the charts. And there's this kind of like tension between you both, that sensual tension. Like, will we, won't we? Are we going to get together or not? Do they like me? Do they not? There's this buildup is what I'm seeing there. So I'm not sure where you're going to meet this person, but I'm being given all of those energies right now. So please factor it in. We have the Star, allowing yourself to be seen, aligning with a wish when it comes to love. We've got the 10 of Pentacles, an invested relationship here. 4 of Pentacles, you're looking for security, but you've been finding security in your own life, and there's this energy of building a foundation there as well. So your first card, of course, is the Queen of Cups. That means you're ready to fall in love, but you're making sure that you have your own best interests at heart right now. You're giving back to yourself. You're learning to love yourself in a different way, being comfortable in your own skin, nurturing yourself, but also you have so much love to offer. You are, you know, such a beautiful heart. You have unconditional love to offer. So that's why you must be careful with your boundaries and make sure that you don't give all of yourself to the point where you've got nothing left for yourself, or that you lose yourself in a relationship that is out of balance. Okay, that's something that's very important there. But that Queen of Cups is like, Baba, I'm ready to fall in love. I've been doing all the work. I can definitely see here you've been doing a lot of spiritual work there. And that's why, you know, I mean, I love foxes. They're so cute. This card, of course, indicates what I told you. But, you know, foxes are often misunderstood. You know, they're just living, they're just doing their thing. They're just doing what they naturally, instinctively do. And I love it. If you've ever heard a fox laughing, oh my gosh, it is like the most incredible. I don't know if you just saw there's a flicker of light, okay, just going on. Obviously, that was a power surge or something like that. So I just feel like there is going to be this powerful like surge of energy between you and this new person coming on in. But foxes, I mean, they've got this greatest laugh. It's like, it's contagious. It's just amazing. If you haven't heard a fox laugh, look it up and listen to it. Oh my gosh, it's the cutest thing you ever did see. So I feel coming from that energy that I'm being given right now, a lot of you feel misunderstood. People don't really see you, or they don't seek to understand you or go deeper when it comes to connections. And you may feel a little bit like an old soul in a new world where people are very transient or inconsistent, and you're like, well, I'm just waiting and watching. It's almost like you feel sometimes on the sidelines, like you don't get people, or you don't get their decisions, and it feels like you're at odds with your environment sometimes, and that's all about to change, because you're going to meet a person who also feels like they're on the outside sometimes looking in. And I really get this energy with that Five of Pentacles. I mean, Five of Pentacles is deficiency, lack. It's like there's a lack of options right now and you cannot see that anyone is coming on in, but it's in the crossing position, and that's why I love it, because Five of Pentacles in the upright means you don't have what you're looking for. There's a missing ingredient in your life, and although you're making do and doing your own thing, and you're like, you know what, I feel complete without love because I'm loving myself right now. However, you would like to have that, you know, extra ingredient for the balance in your life. Because if you think about that extra pentacle would be Six of Pentacles, that would mean that, you know, you're balanced across the board in life. You're someone who's focused on your projects, your abundance, but love is a missing ingredient from a partner, not love for yourself. That's not a missing ingredient, because I see that you are loving yourself deeply. You are worthy of love. You're holding yourself to higher standards there, but you just haven't met the person that you're meant to be with yet. So when it's in the resistance position, because you read the crossing position of this card, it means where there is lack, suddenly there is a hope. New person arriving on the scene in your life. So I'm excited that this person is not going to drain your resources, not going to drain your time or waste it. This person is invested. Okay, we've got that Five of Pentacles, which means you're halfway there. You don't realize it, but you're halfway there to meeting this person. And then you've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is reaching the destination, finding a relationship that invests where you feel secure in that relationship. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles can indicate you have a lot of family responsibilities right now, but it's also a marriage card. So circumstances outside of yourself can indicate you're about to meet a person that you settle down with, that you marry. Okay, you're on course to meet this person. Ace of Wands is going to start with that spark. Okay, on the earthly plane position right now, we got the Hermit. Yeah, we've got the Hermit. It's like withdrawn or removed yourself from the dating scene, so fed up, exhausted, drained, depleted, people just being inconsistent. And, you know, the Hermit is someone who feels at odds with the environment. I didn't even realize you got that card, because from my perspective, you know, when I'm looking down, anything that's down here, pretty much from here, I can't see unless I like completely like do that. Okay. But of course you can't see my eyes, so I can't prove that there. But I do feel that you've been at odds with your environment, an old soul who's searching for something special, you know, who's looking for tradition with that Ten of Pentacles, someone that you can feel secure in a relationship with. And you've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of inner wisdom there. You know, you've been on a personal journey of discovery, learning more about yourself, but you put yourself on hold because there weren't any options that met your standards. Okay, and you're not about to settle. So I feel you have been doing a lot of, you know, reflecting on what you want in a relationship. And the Hermit always has a lantern with a star. Okay, so you've been searching for that special kind of love, which you're about to meet, because you got the star there. Okay, so inner wisdom, doing a lot of soul searching, but it's going to align you with a person of your dreams. Okay, now in the past position, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is quiet reflection. It is a solitary card. It indicates a need to take care of yourself, get greater clarity as to what you want in a relationship, because you're not going to settle, especially if you've had any previous relationships that disappointed you, let you down, or just basically broke you down and you're retired with excuses or inconsistencies there. And that's, of course, not going to be all of you, because this card can also mean that you've always been independent. You always operated alone, and you may feel that the environment is challenging. If you think about the fox and the environment it kind of exists in now, you know, it is a wild creature that roams cities sometimes, scavenging for food, because of course cities have built up and taken perhaps its natural environment away. So you may feel the dating scene has changed in some way, and it's just not a natural environment for you to operate in any longer. So you feel at odds with the energy, and you've been waiting and watching and just not wanting to settle, and you just feel like you've got this sense of like integrity, morals, and although you're meeting people like that, you may feel like they're not aligning with exactly what you want there. So that Four of Swords is almost like an energy of saying, okay, well, right now I'm better off alone to prioritize my own needs. Or some of you have literally been on your own for your whole life. You know, you felt that you don't get a connection with a person, or you feel people don't see you. Well, that is about to change. You are about to be seen, and the Four Swords is a solitary card. The Hermit, solitary card. But the Four Swords is now in the past position. That indicates something here is about to change for you. And we've got the potential position, Ace of Wands. This is a spark. This is the universe intervening to put you in a position to meet someone very exciting, where there's a lot of chemistry. This is a very transformative card. And I feel this is about you taking action on something, taking the initiative to go to something that you're challenging yourself to do. So whether that's hit the gym, be more active, or you're challenging yourself to do a fun run, or whether you are challenging yourself to train in something. For example, I feel that initial spark comes from you with this desire to do something, because of course wands are all about desire there as well. So I see this card as a new venture or a new start. It often connects to a new relationship. Okay, where this person, I'm getting this energy. This is the sort of person, this new person who's coming in, they're going to call you. If you don't like cell phone calls, okay, then maybe you need to communicate that to this person, because sometimes, me in particular, I like face-to-face, okay? When someone is calling my cell phone, I'm like, no, I'm not answering it. Don't touch it. I don't know why I do that, but I just do. It's just a reaction where I'm like, no. And I'll be like, hey, let's meet, let's chat, or let's, I'm okay sometimes with a video call, right? But it has to be planned. I can't be taken unawares. I'm just one of those people. I don't know why, but that's me. But for some of you, what I'm being given is this person, they like to conduct their relationship face to face, but also they will call. This is the sort of person who is invested, and they want to make sure they check in on you, let you know that they're thinking of you. This sort of person isn't just going to fire off like a message like, hey, how you doing? Or miss you. They're not going to be like this. They're going to be very invested. Long text messages when they do text message, long messages, long emails, calls. This person wants to connect, okay? Because they also feel this energy of people just don't connect anymore. Even though we've got so much technology, there seems to be this distance or this separation, and they also feel a little bit at odds with the environment, especially when it comes to dating. So that's coming through very strongly. I'm hearing a song right now. Wow, I love this song. Zoom, my heart goes boom. Just one look and my heart goes boom. I'm being given snippets of this song. I mean, it's a very famous song. It's by Fat Larry's band, I think. And I love it. It's just so cool. So this is actually a song, I think it's from maybe the 70s or 80s. I can't really remember the date, but listen out for that song, because you may hear this song just before you meet this new person, or perhaps, on the date with this new person. But I mean, it comes back to what my guide said actually at the beginning, which was this new person's going to make your heart skip a beat. And the song is, I think it's called Zoom or Boom. I'm not sure. My heart goes boom. I mean, that would mean that it skips a beat, right? Just one look and my heart goes boom. Yeah. So, I mean, when you see this person, you're going to be instantly attracted to this person. And it just feels like, ooh, butterflies straight away. And it's magnetic. Both of you are drawn to each other. Also, I kind of like the way that between you and this person, there's a lot of banter, okay? A lot of like caustic, sarcastic kind of banter. You challenge each other. It's like there's this competitive vibe, like, okay, you can do that, I can do better. Let's go and play a game of like pool, or let's, you challenge each other. And it's just a great vibe where there is an aphrodisiac kind of energy in that. Yeah, so that's coming through there as well. But your near future position indicates, of course, tension. Okay, so I do feel a lot of physical tension between you and this person wherever you meet them. I'm not sure, but there is a will they, won't they. And of course you will get there because I see high level commitment with you and this person. Everything changes when you meet this person. In a good way, of course, but the Five of Wands can be that you feel frustrated in your circumstances right now, and it's time. When you get tension in your life, and this can be like apart from meeting this person, when we make radical changes, I'm mentioning this because you have the Death card there, which is a transformative card. When you decide to make a change in your life, so if you're in a cycle of repeat or you have a structure of familiarity, you may feel like it's nice, you're comfortable, but humans, we rarely make a change unless we're feeling that comfortable energy turning into frustration, that we have a desire for something new or something more. So I feel a lot of you have this turning tide within yourself right now, a call to action. You're feeling a bit tense or frustrated, like something's got to change. I got to do something different. So I feel that's where you are excited about exploring something new, or you search something out that you're interested in that excites you there, and you challenge yourself to do it, to come out of that comfort zone. And it is here that it puts you in a position to meet someone who is very different from you. You know, the Five of Wands indicates someone who is not your usual type. You honor each other's differences, and that's what's so exciting about the relationship. You're just so different, and you just fit. It just gels. You just connect. It works. Okay. Now, your advice to yourself in this moment is the Four of Pentacles. So create a foundation for love to come on in. Four of Pentacles is taking ownership for your life. It's about building for your future. A lot of you are focused on feeling a bit stagnant right now, because Four of Pentacles can be like you're holding on to a certain energy and it feels stagnant, like nothing's happening. That's why that Five of Wands is going to like push you out of that comfort zone. And I mean, this can also indicate that you are focused on your goals, your dreams, your projects, your money, of course, feeling stable in your own life before you can actually open it up to share your life with another person there. But Four Pentacles can be a cautionary tale energy as well as that Queen of Cups, which is like, what are you holding on to right now that feels like it's a limitation? What's stopping you from getting yourself out there, allowing yourself to be seen? Is it comfort itself? Is it, you like this sense of familiarity? You've got to a position in your life where, you've got a foundation there, or you're building towards something. Do you have space for love? So a lot of questioning going on there, but this is a card of wanting a stable relationship where there's longevity. Okay. So your advice to yourself in this moment is to concentrate on what's important to you, to feel stable in your life, but also to, open yourself up to a relationship where you feel secure, where you can see a future that you're building towards, meeting the one. I see a journey, because it's like Four of Pentacles is your advice. Five of Pentacles is the crossing energy where there is a deficiency. Suddenly there's going to be an opportunity. And then, of course, we move into that Ten of Pentacles. That's someone who's all in. Ten of Pentacles is the destination point. It is the abundance. It is the wealth of knowledge that you are going to meet a person where you settle down. Ten of Pentacles is always connected to a marriage card, okay? And when you get this, this is about investment in a relationship. So if you don't want to get married, for example, it can mean that you meet a person that you want to settle down with. This is a card of, indicating that someone could join your family lineage, or you would like invest in this relationship to the point where you'd invite them to meet your family or your friends, okay? But also, I mean, for some of you, this could be a place where you invest your money to go to. I'm going to pull a quick card on that Ten of Pentacles for you just to see a little bit more. So it could be that you spend money to go to an event. But I'm just seeing, I mean, for some of you, this could be you in training and like getting money for charity, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is there. So it can be that you're collecting money for charity, or you're doing something that helps people. I mean, it's the Ace of Wands. I mean, you saw me shuffle the cards, right? Shuffle the cards, and even that Ace of Wands is popping out again. So this is someone that you have a spark with, and you can see a future with. You can see yourself settling down with that person. So circumstances outside of yourself, you're about to have divine intervention where there's chemistry, a spark, and you want to take this wonderful adventure called life together, and you have a vision. Ace of Wands are visionary cards. You have a vision of a future with a person. You can see yourself marrying this person, okay? Or settling down, moving in together. So that's exciting. Now, the hope and a fear, we have the Death card energy. Now, this can indicate that some of you fear that this new person, because they are going to be very different than your usual type, you may fear that they change your life and bring chaos. But that's not true at all. They complement your life. Opposites attract is what I just heard from my guides. So I definitely see here that this new person will transform your life in a really positive way. For some of you, with that Death card, it can be that you fear that you'll invest in something heavily because you don't fall in love easily. But when you do, you're all in. You're ride or die. And that's why that Ten of Pentacles is so important, because I feel like there's no half measures with you. You are in when you're in love, and it is for keeps. And you may fear that you approach a relationship like that and then suddenly it ends, because the death card can be an abrupt ending of something, but that's a fear. It's not something that's going to happen. You know, the outcome energy is a star. It's a wish. It's an alignment with a person who gets you, who sees you, who understands. A healthy relationship where it's a new phase. You're connected to, you know, a nurturing relationship that brings you hope. The star often represents a brighter future, aligned with what you wish it to be. So with that death energy, I mean, the reverse you read of this as well. So it can indicate that you hate to meet a person where you feel stuck in a rut with them, that they bring you down, of course, that they don't complement your life. Also, I feel some of you have felt a bit stuck with love or meeting a person who matches your morals, your life philosophy, your belief system, and what you desire for a future, you know, for the long term. And you may fear that you're not going to meet that person. But again, I don't see that happening. I see that there's a big change, a new chapter happening here for you in your life. And it's exciting. It's you like learning to believe in love again. And to learn that actually love is for you and love does stick around. So I'm quite excited about that energy. The star is your final card, of course, in this spread, and that is a card of illumination, of healing. So if some of you are going through a very healing phase in your life, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. This is about being in a period where you're giving back to yourself, because Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, this is your time to enjoy who you are, to learn more about yourself, to seek inspiration. I mean, some of you, it can be that life has been full of duty, responsibility. It's been very serious recently, very heavy. And it can be that, you know, it's hard to find the lightness of being in the everyday at the moment, and you're trying to carve out a space where you have so much responsibility. You're trying to focus on your finances. You may even be worried about finances at this time, and you're just trying to find your way and work it all out. And you may feel like, whoa, love is just another addition that could potentially give a headache, but the right person is actually going to complement your life, and you're about to meet the right person. I feel this is a love wish coming on in there for you, and it is a person who lets you shine, is what I'm being given. You may have dealt with people in the past who tried to dull your shine or tried to fit you into a box of their expectation. I really feel like you've been through it, because whenever you look at a fox, you know, you always think, there's a journey right there. You know, that fox has been through some stuff. They've witnessed some things, they've experienced some things, and yet they're still standing. And they are, you know, it's the equivalent of being the lone wolf, you know, where you feel a little bit like on the outside looking in, but you're about to meet a person where you connect, where it's romantic, it's pure, it's fun, it's light. There's depth to it, there's a seriousness to it, there's a longevity to it, but I feel like with that star energy, this is a brighter future to come for you. And I feel that, you know, there's a removal of energy blocks there. There's so much potential in this connection. And I see that, you know, this relationship is everything you ever hoped or dreamed for. Now, of course, no relationship is perfect. We all have flaws, but I feel this person completely aligns with you and you just get each other. And it's a sort of relationship that if anything comes in life to challenge either of you, you both face it together. You've got each other's back. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, my guides are just reminding me, they just said, don't forget what the Five of Wands does. And they're right, because the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Five of Wands, there's five figures, they all have a wand. You have that Five of Wands right there, okay? And they're actually creating a star. It's clumsy, so it's a bit of a gear shift, and I feel a lot of you are in a gear shift in your life right now, a transition period. As you close one chapter in your life, you're opening up a brand new chapter, which is very exciting and positive. But this gear shift is actually creating the star. And you've got your outcome at the end, which means you're creating a life that you're going to be so proud of, but also you're creating a path towards the star, your wish. You're going to get what you hope for. Everything is going to come together as it should. So relax. Put yourself in new situations. Definitely, I mean, one of your cards here that's just popped out is I am curious. So that Ace of Wands is a spark of curiosity. So I am curious. And a fox is really curious. Fox is like, you know, out there observant, the environment, always hunting down new experiences, new places. So I am curious. Number 10, that's Wheel of Fortune energy. So your curiosity is going to lead you to your fate. So if you are wanting to do something to push yourself out of a comfort zone, or challenge yourself to train in something, or do something that makes you feel a little bit more involved in your passions, or giving back in some way, because you have that 10 of Pentacles there too. So it could be charitable work as well there. Whatever it is, I feel like that's your course. Follow your heart. The whispers of your heart are leading you to a place to meet this person. Also, I am forgiving. So this can be, we grapple with these emotions, but this can be forgiving a past that has been challenging. And you don't forgive the past to let anyone off the hook and say, free pass, you hurt me, you don't have to take accountability. It's not that at all. Freeing yourself up, lighting the energy, because of course, if we do not forgive a past, we carry that heaviness with us. It is a heavy load, a lot of baggage there, and it only hurts you. It is something you carry in your heart. So sometimes we have to forgive in order to set ourselves free. So some of you may need that message at this time. But also, I am lovable, and you totally are lovable. You're an absolute gift in a relationship. Don't ever forget that about yourself. And there needs to be reciprocity in a relationship, okay? So balance, harmony. I feel like you're meeting a person who gives back in the same way and shares your love language as well, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have... Interesting. So we have a crown there. Now the crown is connected to the crown chakra, which is all about to know that love is coming on in, to know that you are lovable, to know that you are going to settle down with a soulmate, a partner. But also the crown chakra is to remember your sovereignty, remember your power, adjust your crown, okay? You are a gift when it comes to a relationship. Maybe there is some sort of connection there as well to royalty. I'm just going to call it how it is. It's a crown. So this can be, you know, that this sense of regal energy. You are magnetic. You are standing in your power. But also there could be an actual, because you have a 10 of Pentacles there, this could be some sort of lineage that is connected to royalty. So you and this new person may actually do like a genealogy test, or check out your family lineage in some way and find out that maybe even in the past in some way that there is some sort of royal connection there to a certain dynasty that's coming through there. Also, we have that oyster. So there's a little pearl of wisdom right there. You probably can't see it. It's so tiny. But this is about opening up to love, leaning into sensitivity. Love can make you feel vulnerable sometimes, but with the right person, it can be beautiful there. And I feel this is about opening up and opening up again to love. I feel a lot of you, and recognizing that this person is going to honor that openness. And it's two people opening up to love, to, you know, knowledge, wanting to know more about each other and be deeply invested. And of course, if you think about a pearl, you know, it often comes from the fact that a little bit of sand gets in, shouldn't be there. So it can be, there's a little challenge there. The sand kind of gets into the oyster, and then it starts to form under pressure. And of course it becomes a pearl, something of value. So you've been under a lot of pressure. You may have gone through some challenging times, challenging relationships, but you are a true gem, and the right relationship is about to open up for you. So I will leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much, and love and light.